Hi guys,
Hi.
how are you?
Yeah, thanks.
To start, I was at the event last night that showed the last two episodes, but I wanted to ask you guys, what is it like sitting in an audience and watching a bunch of press people react to things like Grand Elf or when Sauron is looking at Celebrimbor and telling him like, "Oh, look at what you've done to yourself," and you're like, "No, no, he didn't do that to himself." And those little moments like that.
I love it because it's difficult. And at the same time, I don't experience what I've done the same way when I see it with an audience. So you learn, it's a part of a learning process, I think. Like, but I can only sit and through things now. And I mean, I wouldn't watch it by myself, but I find that I have a totally different feeling. And it's very interesting to learn and to see where people laugh and where they react and what works and what doesn't work sometimes. Sometimes you expect it to really work and they don't find that seem to be that interesting for them. And then other things that they laugh at and they say, wow, that was great. Yeah.
I was happy though that the moment I won't say too much, but Celebrimbor and his thumb,
Yeah, yeah.
that shot, I remember when we were shooting that shot thinking, wow, this is gonna be brutal.
Yeah, and it was
And
so
it was.
interesting in
People
one
react.
take.
Yeah.
We started on it and just go
Yeah.
slowly up to his face.
It's one of my
And
favorite shots.
yeah, me too. We rehearsed it, I remember, and we just shot it, rehearsed until it just felt right, and in the monitor, and it did feel right.
Yeah, I feel I had seen that up. I watched my screener for that episode and then went last night and like forgot and it started happening. I could feel the chills coming. I was like, no, I don't want to watch this and just like
Yeah.
turned
Yeah, yeah.
sideways. But I want to ask you guys, there is that beautiful shot in I think it was episode 6. I'm not sure. The one where I was earlier in that when Sauron walks out and you see the lights change from day to night and to
Mm.
learn it was practical really like blew everyone's minds online. When you see that reaction, like people online kind of going crazy over something that they learn is practical or something that they just see the like production behind it. For you guys as the creatives behind the lens, how does that feel for you seeing how excited people are getting for how you guys kind of made this product?
I think I mean, it feels good. It's like I say, I'm in two minds because once I'm finished something, it's not in my hands anymore. So I just want to have one person, a few people just to really like it, to get that satisfaction and feel like it works. And then if I get more people and a huge amount of people, it's obviously fantastic. But you do make the film also for an audience, so you want them to react and like it and enjoy it. And you always think about, is this clear to them? Are they going to like it?
Mhm.
Yeah. And I think for us, we're our own worst critics and and we're the first audience,
Yeah,
right? So like you have to first make it for yourself. And if it's not living up to what you are hoping for,
yeah.
then you know, so I think the main thing is like, can you be proud of what you did and can say what you put everything you had into it. And then you just kind of have to live with uh what it is, and so it's always gratifying when people react in a kind way to it.
Yeah, and I will save this one for last, but I want to know, uh, and for like after the show airs, I want to know when you guys got to get to that last episode, and there's so many little Easter eggs for like Lord of the Rings fans to kind of enjoy. And I did really love sitting in an audience and hearing people get Grand Elf like slowly but surely. What for you guys are those little Lord of the Rings things for fans that you were so excited to see in that final episode?
I always think the last scene for me is kind of like we've already had a few questions about where they are, and I think
Mm.
it's like we don't want to say necessarily exactly where they are, but I think people can infer where they are and
When
where
they're
they're
close to
going.
somewhere, where they're going.
Yeah, where they're going, and to give a little kind of little teaser at the end of hope is for me was
Yeah,
I was really
yeah.
happy with that.
Yeah, I loved this season a lot. Seeing it in the theater was unmatched. But thank you guys so much for talking with me today. I really appreciate it.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Did you feel something different when you see it with an audience than when you were watching it by yourself?
Well, yeah, because my roommate and I are both journalists, so we've typically watched them. We both have screeners, so watch them together so we can kind of like talk about it. But
Mm.
like seeing it with a group of people and everyone reacting to certain things and like saying stuff that like I found myself saying while watching the show was really cool because it was like, oh, cool. Like it's not, I'm not in a vacuum.
Does he put you in a different perspective to it, or did you feel something different?
Yeah, it did. Like I was a way more emotional. I mean, I've cried on my couch a lot to this show, but I was way more emotional in a theater with a bunch of people all kind of experiencing it together.
Interesting. Yeah. No, I think that film is made to be experienced together. So, yeah.
I love it. But thank you guys for talking with me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.